Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, and there are some copies of that book out there. I shouldn't probably say that, but hey, it's important. I only have one copy of the disc. If you want that, you got to talk to me. Anyway, I'm just going to get really started really fast here. Yeah, I haven't yet been able to write the fuck off all you people who love motherfucker poems, so I am going to start by reading, you guessed it, because people have been saying you're my favorite motherfucker to me all week. I'm going to start by reading Motherfucker. A lot of people know this thing. So why can't you feel proprietorial about a word the way you can about a childhood neighborhood? Get that it's mine, you can't have it, it's mine. Feeling I get that time my friend Leela calls me from Brooklyn to tell me all about her excellent Red Hook adventure, taking the water taxi named after my mother, it really is there if you ever get to Brooklyn, the Mickey Murphy, over to the giant new IKEA its first weekend in the neighborhood, where I skated and biked and teeter-tottered and learned to fight while my folks took me to bars down by the docks. So even if most of the neighborhood's been gentrified, gained those perky upbeat names, Cobble Hill, Borum Hill, Carroll Gardens, Annex. The Red Hook border now miles away from the end of my old block. Still the few working docks do feel mine. You can't have it. It's mine, mine. So why can't a word feel that same way too? Only I say to myself, why can't a motherfucking word? Because that's the word, motherfucker. I'm feeling proprietorial. That's mine about motherfucker. It's like Brooklyn to me. Part of Brooklyn, a motherfucking part of Brooklyn. You can't lose to gentrification. And I've known that motherfucking word a long time. It seems forever. Even remember the day my dad, he was a sailor, told me how you could still get, he really was, you could still get killed for saying it, or for that matter, mammy jammer in a southern port town bar, a little like chinga tu madre in Mexico. Not that my fucked mother used it much. She was more a cocksucker kind of person. Last time she deployed that word in my presence was on the swinging bridge in Drumheller out here in Alberta. A couple of pubescent boys started jumping up and down to bounce the bridge. They must have thought they'd entered The Exorcist those moments later, when that baritone voice came barreling out of that dowager humped body. Stop that, you little cocksuckers. With the word really mine, still motherfucker, and the motherfucking memories you can't gentrify. Like me on the 6-inch wide second-story ledge of that house I grew up in. That's the Nutmeg Muse house. I grew up in, perched just that bit precariously, a dozen feet or so above the garbage cans, my fingers pushing up on the window frame to begin opening, when the person I've lent my key manages to arrive at least an hour late. It must be 2 a.m. So I call down to her the words from that old joke, the one about the drunk walks into a bank, cocks his finger and says, "Hold it, all you mother stickers, this is a fuck-up." Then I go back in through that second-story window anyway, because it's easier than backing my way along the ledge. But that's not really the motherfucking memory you can't gentrify, or why I remember it. The point is that memory dissolves into the next time I'm standing in front of that door without a key and no one home, and I don't go out on the ledge. It's raining and my front tooth is dying, the result of a long before, shorter fall off a fence, and I've taken Darvon and codeine, as much shit as I can get my hands on to numb that pain. So I'm not up for a motherfucking slippery pigeon shit covered 6-inch sledge. So I find a phone and call one of my motherfucking mother's motherfucking friends who I know has a key to come let me in. And maybe that motherfucker's the reason I pulled the knife on the guy who grabbed my butt only months later, chased him around the Central Park Zoo, and for that matter, have chased my own butt around the North American continent. Because how the motherfucking hell was I supposed to know that stoned the way I was, that motherfucker was going to rape me in my own motherfucking mother's motherfucking house? And yes, you mother stickers, that's the ungentrified memory. That's the fuck up. Thank you. All right, and now for something completely different. I've just got back from Banff about a month ago. I did a 2-month visual arts residency called Revolution 2012. And I know that you all know about 2012, somewhere between Doomsday and the Magical Maya Mystery Tour. But what I've been noticing personally and what I've been working with is I keep on recapturing the crazy racist discourse of my childhood in all of this stuff and what it was like to grow up Choctaw, in part, in Brooklyn. So I've been working on that, and I'm going to read you a little part of the first thing that I've been working on. And besides that, it's got in it the trickster Quetzalcoatl, okay? And I'm going to just start off with something, because you got to know this for the later part of this that I'm going to read. I'm just going to read the beginning and the end. You all got to know that Quetzalcoatl isn't just the plumed serpent, he's the sacred twin. Anytime you're in Mexico and you hear that, Cubo, cuate, hi, how's it going, my bro, my bud, my twin? That cuate is from Coatl, so you can think of him that way. Cubo, cuate, for the Quetzalcoatl. Come on and shake a tail feather, my bro, my bud, my twin. Then go back to Coatl, the root in Nahuatl. And that twinning is really important, and he never had an evil twin. He had another trickster twin. And so this is going to all you fools and tricksters, because the twinning of Mesoamerica is the beginning of all the transformations. So here's for all of everybody who is two as well as one, all the Métis, the Mestizo, the two-spirited, the six fingers, and every other duality there is that is not opposition, but change and transformation. And here goes. That's all of us in the end, isn't it? Yeah. And just so you know, today is a day of the trickster. It is the 13 days of Huehuecoyotl, Old Coyote, Aztec calendar. So there I am in Xochicalco, this is a marvelous city in the Valley of Morelos, inside the observatory cave, and it's the summer solstice, and everyone's waiting for the sun to come down the carefully constructed 1,000-year-old chimney, and you just know this is supposed to be some kind of truly profound spiritual experience. Only it's going all D.H. Lawrence inscrutable Indian on me. What with the guy up there, it's only minutes before on the pyramid of the plumed serpent, only about 200 meters away, and he's telling his friend, both of them got up, in the new de rigueur tropical exploration get-up that his friend just has to acknowledge the Incan influence on this city. And I want to reach over to shake his shoulder to say, that's like acknowledging Genghis Khan's influence on Stonehenge. You're only out by a couple thousand miles, if not years, only I don't say anything. Of course I don't. I just look out to try to let my mind circle with the vultures out across the wet, green, mid-rainy season valley where once was a great city, only I can't let it go either. So instead of profound or even lazy circles, even in this cave, I'm getting noise. Noise. Lots of mental memory noise. So you can see why I want to think in academic terms. It's like counting sheep. And after that, there's a whole bunch of stories, and there's, everything you want in there. Lost tribes of Israel building pyramids on the Mississippi, Maya from outer space, Quetzalcoatl for Cortez. But I'm going to take you down to the end because there ain't time to do anything else. But right then, it's not happening. So I look around me in desperation, hear the voices in so many languages, feel the breath of those around me as if the cave is breathing. Sun only comes in for like 6 weeks between the two zeniths. It's an amazing thing. And I think, a mantra. I need a mantra. And just as I think that, sure enough, somewhere in the cave there's someone starts off with that by now universal And what does it matter, I think, where it's from? It's lovely and echoing low and then high. And why not, I think? Why not? Let's do it. Maybe I'll even make it Ometeo, make it specific to here. Back to the Nahuatl of this valley, I hear all around me. Ometeo for the first divinity, the creator, God, goddess, Ometecutli, Omesiwatl, the first twin, the Lord, Lady, Mother, Father. And I always think I'm going to say motherfucker there, but I've never done that yet. Mother, Father, too, who generates all the transformations, all the twinnings, all the rest of the gods, the Quetzalcoatl. So, Om, Etzeotl, Om, Etzeotl. Yes, I'm doing it. There I am. I'm doing it. Yes, I am. I think I am. I'm doing it. I'm just about to clear my mind. Only repetition brings instead huffing and puffing the little train that could. I think I can. Huffing across the plain. Take this all. And suddenly, there is no play of light glimmering all around, and even if I can still feel people, the smell has changed. No more cilantro and pulque and tortillas. The corn is popped now, and there's chewing gum, and there's just one screen, one scene, and I can only get as far as O. O-O. Uh-oh. Okay, L-A, H-O-M-A, Oklahoma. And it's the wind comes sweeping down the plain. And yes, I'm back in the movie theater with my grade 4 class, and yes, I know my father is from Oklahoma, but what is it in those wagons full of white families lined up ready to claim all the land they can get around in a day? It's the land rush. Uh-oh, that does not free my mind, but silences it like a blow that will not let me transform or transcend. What is it that I know, like an expanding maroon red balloon in the belly, that they don't? What is it that when that song gets to the words, I know I belong to the land, and the land I belong to is grand? What is it I see in their faces? Avid, in their eyes that is not in mine? Why are they in this moment no longer mis cuates, my bros, my buds, my twins? What is it in that Choctaw word, Oklahoma, red man's land, Oklahoma? What is it that even still in this cave can overcome Om and Ometseot to make me feel I'm the one who does not belong. The land I am unreachable. And I want to thank everybody and Sherry D. Wilson for inviting me back. And just to say, even with the ending of this, it's all the transformations, the tricksters, the twins, the days of poetry that make me feel I do belong. We all belong.